I am an old woman now, too old to be sad for my past. My time is short, you know that. It's kind of you to bring me to your home, a place I've dreamt about all these years. I can still remember when I was young. Despite my outward appearance, inside I feel the same young woman I once was. It is strange, almost a bittersweet delight, to never age on the inside, only the outer, and then have to conform to what others can only see, living a life for them despite my youth inside. Maybe once the soul becomes a certain age, it remains that way, explaining why I feel the way I feel. It's almost as if I have aged in a day. I never felt in my mind the aging process. Oh yes, my body did, that felt it okay. The way I lost my ability to move about like a child did I become again. Maybe this youthful inclination is more a pain than a gift. For in truth, I feel I have been robbed of lives I might have chosen to lead. My tired old eyes can no longer see too far, but within I can still dream with crystal beauty of the day when I met the man I would always love. A young man, the same age as myself. I saw him whilst he was on holiday, and at the first meeting on the day of his arrival, our eyes met. It was a chance glance, but it was that moment, whether I knew it or not, was the first moment of love's blossoming within my heart. Our youthful shining eyes remained in sight for a few moments that we had the glance to gaze upon one another, but as my eyes continued to move, I saw his hand held onto another, and moving up I saw the ring on her finger, and there I saw the wife that he was married to. He belonged to another. It was with that I should have left it. Maybe I did. But every day, as if I was out to meet him, we would see each other across the streets, as I continued my normal day, and he and his wife his holiday. And every glance that I took, I grew inside me a love, that as much as I tried to deny, I could not. And until one day, when he was alone, we talked for the first time. I approached him. We didn't need to say much, for our eyes and hearts had already made each aware of the feelings, however restrained. He explained his position and tried to counsel me away from him, but I knew he, like me, was fighting a losing battle, and I managed to get from him his home details, and there for many years we would converse. Our love grew and grew. We learned so much in secret about each other. Many an argument we had, and he would go for a long time, and I would think he would never return, but he'd always come back to find me. He couldn't stay away for too long. He, I think, tried much more than me to fight this unlawful love that our hearts had entertained for us. I remember the many lonely, rainy nights I would stare at midnight to the dark, open sky, as the rain would pout on the window pane, the glass making misty the outside world for me. Maybe an illusion it was, for my mind to make up its own one in my head, to endless and somewhat foolish dreams of a time that he and I might be one. Imagine the pain, if you will, of a love that you could never have, that belonged to someone else. Imagine two lovers far away from one another, desperately wanting some way to find love, to just be happy in each other's company, but also unwilling to do that which was wrong. For there are many, as you are aware, who would abuse love, would easily break up a home, or not even a built home, and steal away a heart of another. And the thief and the stolen would not feel an inch of shame or heartache for the heart from which has been stolen its love. I would often talk with him, and we would begin as friends in our ever-struggling desire to find a way that we could be together in a more lawful and moral way, that would cause no one but ourselves the hurt of denial. But we would speak such words softly spoken that breathed within them came the love that is hidden deep down, and we'd end up talking as expecting lovers, of the things we would do together, our dreams and desires, of the situation we found ourselves in, and inadvertently we would end up crying to one another in our frustration of this impossible dream, the probability that our time was never to be. I can remember those rainy days so well, as if they were ingrained forever on my heart. I remember the hopeless dreams I would have of you coming to visit me in a hotel far away from anyone that would know of us, and be together in a fiery room. I foolishly often thought that just one of these days would be enough for me, but in truth, if ever it did happen, I could have never erased such a blissful moment from my heart, could not go on each day knowing the next would never be as that one that went, that my whole life ebbed away from that moment, that the shores of love were going out to sea, and would never brush across the soft yellow sand again. I often would say to him, my lover, my heart's friend, that I could never live a day without you, once meeting with you, because I'll be crying for the loss that would always remain, crying for a moment never to be repeated again. Sweet lover, dreamer, romantic star, that shines for me, with your heart do I feel complete, the crystalline beauty of your magic touch, the words of your gentle voice you speak, the eyes of pureness, the mind of sensibility. It has always been you I would seek. How many days and months passed in those beginnings, when everything seemed so possible, always hoping for a time, however painful to think of it, that you would be left alone, able to come and find me. I would play the sad songs on the radio, dreaming in sunny mornings of each day at the beginning of our lives, that we would embrace each other with open arms, to walk through green grass fields, touching the bright yellow flowers standing tall, fleeing time's master through the poppy fields of bright red in nature's retreat, of a love so sweet, to feel the golden sun upon our tight-skinned shoulders, as our hands entwined, lying flat on the soft, wet earth, looking skyward to the setting sun, as the stars shone their way, spelling out our first and next days, ending with the moon kissing the sun. To like love keep on going, year after year.